So we can all agree Olympic football is it. It's not taken
Mm,
seriously at all, is it?
no, I've not watched a single second of it.
No, nor me. And that's not because we don't enter a team. I'm just not. I don't think anyone in the football world is really interested in Olympic football. Like I watch a couple of Goldbridge videos. He hasn't mentioned anything about the Olympics. He's saying about how shit the transfer window is, which it
Well,
is.
could we also attribute that to the Olympics being on? I think so.
Oh, you're really throwing the Olympics under the bus there, then.
Yeah,
Mm, well, well, let's try and improve the Olympics because in most other sports, it's kind of like the pinnacle, isn't it?
yes. In swimming. Whew.
Yeah, swimming, track cycling,
Yeah,
athletics. Everyone wants to go to the Olympics and win the Olympics.
yeah.
So we need to get football there. And to be honest, football has a prestige in the Olympics as well. So there have only been two Olympics where football hasn't taken place. Do you want to guess which ones?
1945, 1914.
No, neither of those. I like your thinking though. Very smart.
When
Uh,
2020, because we all know that didn't happen.
well, there was no Olympic football in 2020. That is true,
Yeah,
but no, it's not that. 1900 is when it started. Olympic football started, and there was one Olympic Games before that. So 1896, there was no Olympic football, and then in 1932, there was no Olympic football either because of the start of a little tournament called the World Cup.
ah,
Now, this is where I think the Olympics really fucked up is by allowing the
allowing
World
that.
Cup to become a thing.
Yeah, that would actually be brilliant if the World Cup was the. Could you imagine how big the Olympics would be if it was the World Cup year?
Well, yeah, exactly. It'd be huge.
I feel like we don't have to do anything more. That would just be it, wouldn't it? Problem
Yeah,
solved.
yeah. Um, but so this is where the Olympics has really let themselves go. They allowed FIFA to make some compromises with them. So the Olympics can only field players that are under the age of 23, apart from three players in the squad. So you're allowed a full squad, has to be 23, apart from three exceptions. FIFA
Yeah,
presented that to the Olympics, and the Olympics went, yeah, okay, we like that. I think the Olympics needs to grow some bollocks and claw back their prestige. And there are a couple of reasons
hmm,
that I think the Olympics will be better than the World Cup. Number one, there's going to be no international breaks. Everyone hates international breaks as it is, so we can fuck that off. And also, when your team gets knocked out of the Olympics, you just flick over and watch fucking breakdancing or synchronized swimming to cheer yourself up a little bit. Beach volleyball.
beach volleyball. That's yeah, that will cheer you up.
Fantastic.
Do you know what I was loving? The paddling, the kayak paddling. It was brilliant. There was one bloke who was, he must have, because I don't have the full context to the story, but he must have just been really good at the slalom, and he got enough points that he was just allowed to enter into another one that he'd never raced in before or something. And it was a physical boat race on water rapids with 4 boats on it, and you have to go around these poles, and they would just ram into each other. And he was up against like one of the top in the world at it, and he just slammed straight into him, and he almost got through. It was great telly.
Now imagine being able to watch that after England that got knocked out against fucking Chile in the World Cup.
Yeah,
It'd really cheer you up.
it would take the edge off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. So I have 3 points
Mm.
to make the Olympics great again.
Okay. Point number 1.
Point number 1 for me, you should only be fielding the best players in your country.
Yep. So
Fuck off the age cap.
scrap the age cap. Ooh, I like that.
Scrap the age cap.
It's got a ring to it.
Big catchy, innit?
It is catchy.
The only other look, I'm not going to say that I'm a professional Olympian. Well, I'm not a professional Olympian. I'm not going to say I'm a professional analyst of the Olympics. But most of the people that go to the Olympics are at the top of their game. The only other real one I can say is boxing. Boxing is used as a stepping stone into real life boxing. So why aren't football putting out the best players? Well, we know why, because FIFA told them not to. Fuck FIFA off. What are they going to do? What are FIFA going to do? Time to fuck off. So I'm going to say only the best players. Take your best players to the tournament. Really show up.
It's interesting. It's interesting your point of scrap the age cap and best players only, because I've gone down a very different route.
Okay.
True amateurs, no
Right.
professionals allowed.
And how far down the tree are we going with this?
No academy players, no semi-professionals, no person who's ever earned any money from football.
So we're going proper
Yeah.
Sunday league.
Yeah, like you're coming in and you're pissed. You are going at half time to have a pint. Could you imagine? Like you've just got your scaffolder. Like, oh no, I'm off next week. I'm going to Paris. I'm in the Olympics playing football. You would watch that.
I think there's an issue with this though, and the issue is drug testing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sack that off. No.
Yeah, the drug testing is going to have to go because some of these lads are going to need a bump at half time just to get them through.
Could you imagine? Try and tell me that you wouldn't watch that. You just because mine sort of blend into each other a little. And if I might, I'll say my next one because you've got your true amateur, you're getting your bump at half time, and guess no more drink breaks, bump breaks, and guess who's the commentator? Stephen Joyce.
Yes.
I have gone full enjoyability while watching. we've got the World Cup. We're not getting rid of the World Cup. Let's just make it entertaining.
See, I want Stephen Tries coupled with someone like Martin Tyler though.
With Martin Tyler.
So you've got the real contrast.
Yeah. But put them in a different room.
Yeah. So they can't fight.
So they don't even know what the other one's saying. Or let Stephen Tries hear Martin Tyler, but Tyler can't hear Stephen.
Stephen's just doing a commentary of Martin Tyler being a bellend. Now, you said something interesting there. You said we're not getting rid of the World Cup.
No.
But I would like to interject and say, yes, we fucking are. Because my point number 2 is players have to choose FIFA or the Olympics.
Olympics or FIFA.
You can't do both. Really strong arm FIFA into this. Because, number one, what are FIFA going to do about it? How do they hit back? And let's be honest, apart from the World Cup, who gives a fuck about any of the FIFA tournaments? Name me another FIFA tournament.
Pro clubs.
I mean, even FIFA doesn't want FIFA anymore, and they've changed their name to EAFC. So if EA Sports think they can do without FIFA, the fucking Olympics can as well. Fuck that off. Get rid of FIFA. And this leads into my final point. People are going to be like, well, I want to play in the World Cup. I want to win the biggest tournament in football. Right. Okay. I understand that, but the Olympics is now going to be the biggest tournament in football. And how do we win the players over? By emotionally blackmailing them. We are going to have all winnings go to charity. That's how the Olympics works. So if some player wants to play in the World Cup instead of the Olympics, you know they're a money scrounging cunt and they need to be eradicated from your team.
Emotional blackmail. Yes. That is how you get things done.
It works with us all.
Always wins. So, my final point, very different to this. We've gone with very different approaches. Be interesting to review. No draws.
Ooh.
No draws allowed. We'll go through this one slowly. 60-minute matches.
Excuse me?
60-minute matches. No half time.
Okay.
If drawing after 60 minutes, a player comes off every 5.
Okay.
Next goal wins. Because as we all know, that's how you actually win.
That is how all sessions are brought to the end.
In fact, I'm actually considering even scrapping that off. You do 60 minutes and goals count for 1 point before 60. point. Every 5 minutes after 60, the point doubles. So if you are 1-0 up before 60 minutes, and then the other team scores in 80 minutes, the other team wins.
Okay.
It would be complicated.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm following already.
Chaos.
It would be so. Okay. What you've got here? Have you reintroduced half time?
Nope. It's one
No half
single
time.
thing.
So the players can't even have a half time bump.
No, it will just have to be you like boot the ball out.
Right. A roll on, roll off line.
Yeah.
Okay. You got the assistant manager just putting up lines instead of putting up oranges.
Yeah, you pull a crouchy. Oh no, I'm injured. The physio comes on with a glass mirror and a credit card.
Come on, Smithy, get it down here. We need you. We need you.
So,
Wait.
and I can tell you why this will work. It's because it follows the second law of thermodynamics. Everything tends to chaos. I don't know if that is the second law of thermodynamics, but I do know there's something about entropy, and I do know that everything wants to go chaotic. Just think about,
Well,
has your room ever got cleaner with you living in your house? Without you actively cleaning it, just living your normal life, your room will never get cleaner. Therefore, chaos must prevail.
okay. So let's recap. I have said we're
Yes,
going to
let's
battle
recap.
with FIFA. Only
So,
the best players are available.
yeah,
FIFA can fuck off, and all
Yeah.
winnings go to charity.
yeah,
You have taken a very different approach.
yes,
You have said you
true
want the
amateurs.
builders from down the road
Yeah,
to come and play,
yeah,
get smacked off their tits, and then
yeah,
completely change the rules of football.
yeah. Stephen Tries is commentated whilst having a one-way view of Martin Tyler's commentary and being able to comment on the football and the match. Whilst he can have a line if he wants, that's fine. And then the last one, yeah, is completely new rule set that is just pure chaos.
Well, that's one way of fixing the Olympics.
I think two very different approaches, and that's good to give them very different options. One, you this isn't competing against the World Cup. Yours is. You have to take down the World Cup.
Yes,
This is
we're going to war.
This is targeting the common man or woman.
Come on.
This is the I think you show this to a Colombian, you show this to an Englishman, you show this to an Irishman, they're going to be happy. The Scottish might do well in this. Oh, I suppose they're part of GB, aren't they? That's another problem. But we won't get into that.
Yeah, that is another problem. Okay, so if we go by my rule set, we're probably still going to have the players and the teams that are winning the World Cup will win the Olympics. Let's think about your improvement of the Olympics. Which nations come out best when we're allowing the working class person to play with as much cocaine as they can handle?
Working class. That's a good question.
Now, instantly, I think people are going to go South America.
You would say that, but I South America. Let's dive into South America. So, yes, they may produce the drugs, but do they
But how much do
partake?
they consume?
Produce, tick tick tick. Consume? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark?
Now, I know Big Dave down the road that owns a plumbing business. He does about 4 lines a night on a weekend. And that's before he's gone out.
Plumbers.
So I think Great Britain,
Tick.
we're going to be up
tick,
there.
Tick. Yeah. So maybe we don't want to talk about countries. Let's talk about jobs. What
Yes.
jobs do you need? So yeah,
Famously,
your blue collar workers, any blue collar tradie, they're gonna be good.
yes.
I think it. I mean, you'd be a fool if you don't say recruiter. You know they're getting smacked on a Thursday night.
Yes. Also, children's TV presenters, they are all off their tits. There is no way they can do that job sober.
Yeah, child TV presenter.
And surprisingly, first school teachers as well.
First
I
school.
don't know how many you've been around, but the ones I know, naughty boys and girls.
First school teachers. And of course your anchor is your chef.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the chefs, so they're either going to be goalkeepers or they're going to be your number nines.
Yeah, they're your safe place, aren't they? You know you're getting something good. These are also an absolute banker. They're coming on 70 plus minutes. they're going to come in when the goal counts for 3 or more because all
They
because
don't
all
come in for
they
the scrap.
no they care about money. I suppose that. And they're
Put
just
me on as late as possible, boss.
yeah, they talk about their top line.
Now, what I do think a rule that we should add to this is you're only allowed to do lines if you're playing. If you're on the bench, you can't get yourself loaded up and then come on. You've got to be playing.
Or does it correlate to so they're not goals, they're just points that correlate to how many grams of cocaine you're allowed.
We turn football into just how much coke can you do whilst playing some vague sport that resembles football. Now, I think we should preface this by saying neither of us condone the usage of cocaine, and if you have any addictions, you should speak to your doctor.
And if you're a recruiter who does weed, you're shit at your job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no one in a high-paced job should be doing any depressants.
No. Don't do weed. That's a good general rule, probably, for that one too.
It's quite a nice rule for life, isn't it?
Probably can do.
And mushrooms. They should definitely do mushrooms.
Yeah. Plus shrooms. And I think these can do what they want.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to tell them no when
No.
they're wielding knives?
No.
I'm not going to say no.
Because they also control what I eat.
Yeah. And the last thing I want in my biryani is a big pile of gum.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I think that's it, settled. Olympic World Cup for the next Olympic football for the next Olympics. Blue collar workers only. Change the rules, and that's being watched.